Derry, the first interlude. The segment below and all other interlude segments are drawn from Derry, an unauthorized town history by Michael Hanlon. This is an unpublished set of notes and accompanying fragments of manuscript, which read almost like diary entries, found in the Derry Public Library vault. The title given is the one written on the cover of the loose-leaf binder in which these notes were kept prior to their appearance here. The author, however, refers to the work several times within his own notes as Derry, a look through hell's back door. One supposes the thought of popular publication had done more than cross Mr. Hanlon's mind. Both Budinger and Ives agreed completely on one point. The original party of white settlers numbered about 300. They were English. They had a charter and were formally known as the Derry Company. The land granted them covered what is today Derry, most of Newport, and little slices of the surrounding towns. And in the year 1741, everyone in Derry Township just disappeared. They were there in June of that year, a community which at that time numbered about 340 souls, but come October, they were gone. Indian massacre? Doubtful. No bones, no bodies. Flood? Not that year. Disease? No word of it in the surrounding towns. They just disappeared, all 340 of them, without a trace. And yet that quiet fits the pattern too. But on Easter Sunday, 1906, the owners of the Kitchener Iron Works, which stood where the brand spanking new Derry Mall now stands, held an Easter egg hunt for all the good children of Derry. The hunt took place in the huge Ironworks building. Dangerous areas were closed off, and employees volunteered their time to stand guard and make sure no adventurous boy or girl decided to duck under the barriers and explore. 500 chocolate Easter eggs wrapped in gay ribbons were hidden about the rest of the works. There was at least one child present for each of those eggs, and reward prizes at the end of the hunt at 4 o'clock. The end actually came 45 minutes early. That was when the ironworks exploded. 72 people were pulled dead from the wreckage before the sun went down. The final toll was 102. 88 of the dead were children. 8 children and 1 adult were never accounted for. It was the worst tragedy in Derry's history, even worse than the fire at the Black Spot in 1930, and it was never explained. But the murder rate in Derry is 6 times the murder rate of any other town of comparable size in New England. I found my tentative conclusions in this matter so difficult to believe that I turned my figures over to one of the high school hackers. He went several steps further by adding another dozen small cities to what he called the stat pool, where Derry sticks out like a sore thumb. "People must have wicked short tempers here, Mr. Hanlon," was his only comment. I didn't reply. If I had, I might have told him that something in Derry has a wicked short temper anyway. Here in Derry, children disappear unexplained and unfound at the rate of 40 to 60 a year. Most are teenagers. They are assumed to be runaways. I suppose some of them even are. And during what Albert Carson would undoubtedly have called the time of the cycle, the rate of disappearance shoots nearly out of sight. In the year 1930, for instance, the year the Black Spot burned, there were better than 170 child disappearances in Derry. And you must remember that these are only the disappearances which were reported to the police and thus documented. Nothing surprising about it, the current chief of police told me when I showed him the statistic. It was the Depression. Most of them probably got tired of eating potato soup or going flat hungry at home and went off riding the rods, looking for something better. During 1958, 127 children, ranging in age from 3 to 19, were reported missing in Derry. Was there a depression in 1958?